950 miles off the coast of Brazil, the freighter SS Robin Moore becomes the first ship which was neutral to be sunk by a German U-boat after its crew were allowed to disembark. The year is 1941, and this 3/4 ton Ford pickup truck could be had down at your local Ford dealer. But before getting into all of it, I'm your host, Jay. Welcome to What It's Like, the automotive channel that shows you these cars and trucks from the past like you've never saw them before. History, specs, design. We post between 4 and 5 episodes a week with engine episodes, as well as we started an all-new series on the history of the companies themselves, all in mini documentary format. If any of that sounds of interest to you, subscribe and hit the bell icon next to it to never miss a video. 1941 Ford truck model lineup consisted of half-ton, 3/4 ton, 1-ton, all the way up to the big commercial. They were offered in 6 wheelbase lengths: 101, 112, 122, 134, 158, and 194. 42 different body chassis configurations were available. Ford also offered panel trucks with 3 wheelbase offerings: 112, 122, and 134. They also offered different cab options, like the standard cab, and then there was the COE, or cab over engine. In 1941, for whatever reason, Ford offered 2 different front ends for their truck designs. Well, 3 if you count the Co. But 2 between pickup trucks. Our featured truck has the streamlined design with the headlights in the fenders, with the teardrop bezels, flowing grille and hood. The other design is more of a traditional truck design. Headlights are mounted in buckets, totally separate from the fenders. More of an upright grille. The hood is totally different than the Streamlined truck offering. Also has side louvers. The Streamlined truck doesn't have louvers, and the profile isn't as tall either. Just check that out. Bumpers are different between these two. Both of them don't have overriders and or bumperettes. It's just a single blade, but the Streamlined truck design has a curved blade, whereas the traditional truck has more of an upright, straight across blade. Both trucks have a bright strip that starts at the windshield, where the windshield split in 2, running down the windshield onto the hood, down the grille, and then they both have horizontal trim at the base of the hoods, but they are different because the hood profiles are different. Grille on the Streamlined model is also not as tall as on the traditional truck. So let's hit you with some specs. 203.3 inches long, 73.6 inches wide. It rides 122 inches in the wheelbase. It weighs around 3,000 pounds with the regular bed. $736 is what you could have expected to pay back in 1941, which would be equivalent to you spending $15,905.16 in the year 2025. Total 1941 Ford production was 691,455 units. Now, it's important to note that you can get this configured any way that you would wish, but if you got it with the bed option, the express bed option, or the bubble bed option, depending on what you called it, it could only be had in one wheelbase configuration, 122 inches. The bed dimensions were 96 inches long, or 8 feet, 47 inches wide, 19 inches tall. All new for 1941 was the Economy 4, and it could be found in commercial cars, 3/4 and 1-ton trucks. 119.7 cubic inch displacement, flathead inline 4, 1.6 liters. It was good for 30 horsepower, around 2,300 RPM. It could produce up to 84 pound-feet or 113 newton meters, around 1,000 RPM, with a bore of 3.187 inches and a stroke of 3.75 inches. Moving on to the middle engine, which was the 221 cubic inch displacement flathead V8 3.6 liters. It was good for 85 horsepower at 3,800 RPM, 155 pound-feet or 210 newton meters, around 2,700 RPM, with a bore of 3.026 inches and a stroke of 3.75 inches. Moving on to the biggest and baddest engine on offer, which was the 239 cubic inch displacement flathead V8 3.9 liters. It was good for 95 horsepower, 3,600 RPM, 170 pound-feet, or 230 newton meters, around 2,100 RPM, with a bore of 3.185 inches and a stroke of 3.75 inches. Interesting to note that all of these engines share the same stroke size. On the 3/4 ton truck and 1 ton trucks, the rear axle is full floating, transferring all of the weight onto the rear springs through the axle housing to the wheels. Steering is worm and roller gear, 4-wheel hydraulic brakes. If you've been looking for a really clean, great example of a 1941 Ford economy 3/4 ton pickup truck, I know a place that has one for sale. Actually, our featured truck is currently for sale at Classic Automall, Morgantown, Pennsylvania, where they got this truck, and they got at least 1,000 other cars and trucks currently for sale when recording this episode. And get this, anybody can go peruse their inventory, and I swear, when you walk through those doors for the very first time, you can hear angels sing. 4 hours of operations, directions, and to get the full scoop on this very truck, be sure to click the link below after the show. Let's talk styling. Starting off with these teardrop headlights. Just look at how this bezel protrudes the bottom ever so slightly. Bumpers are very basic, single blade without overriders or bumperettes. It does have bright in the grille. The rest of it's painted. Ford spelled out right there on the nose. And there is a crank hole. If you wanted to crank this over by hand, you could. Look at all this cascading effect on the nose. There is a trim line going back towards the split windshield with one windshield wiper. Has a cowl vent. Fenders are rolled. Ford, which the dog dish hubcap is cascading towards Ford, has this beauty ring. I love the way that the beauty ring works with the black and the white wall, wide white wall. My 12-inch shoe on the running board. It gets a bit narrow right there, but then it goes back. It's a better look at the cowl. Single windshield wiper. Notice the only bright part is this centerpiece. All the rest of it's just rubber. This truck has drip rails, which start right here, and they run just the cabin. Side mirror is mounted down here to the door. It's actually mounted to the hinge, the door hinge, and the other door hinge is down here. The rear fenders are also rolled. Gas filler cap is on the driver's side. I love how these fenders come back. Very elegant. Brake light. Ford script on the tailgate. Notice it does not have a rear bumper, and it only has one brake light. Just take a gander at this bed. Absolutely beautiful. So just take a look at this door panel. It's all steel. Corvette's too close on the other side, but just wanted to show you. steel inner panel. This has a channel to fit up inside there. Door handle to get out. Coming down inside the pedal box down here, you have the high beam switch on the floor. The upside down cane looking thing is the hand brake or parking brake. Clutch, brake, gas pedal, which they put a actual pedal in this one. It usually looks like an upside down spoon. Gear shift selector. That thing coming out of the bottom of the dash, that is the cowl vent. Just take a look at this interior. Here is what over the hood looks like. Here's what first person over the hood would look like. On to the button switches and knobs, starting on the left and moving right. Starter button, gasoline gauge, coolant temperature, 100 mile per hour speedometer, which might be a bit optimistic. In the center is the odometer, oil pressure, amp meter. Headlights are in the center of the two knobs flanking. One is for hand throttle, the other one is for choke, and I would assume the one that's pulled out is for the choke, but I'm not 100% sure. Up above, you do have one sun visor, which is on the pretty big side. Rear view mirror. No sun visor over here for the passenger. No windshield wiper over here for the passenger. The windshield wiper control is this right here. I absolutely love the windshield. It's very easy to see out of. The pillar to glass ratio is really nice as well. This is what visibility looks like out the back from the rear window. See that absolutely gorgeous bed. This is just a Ford plaque. It's not an ashtray. I thought it was an ashtray. Down here, you have a key locking cylinder. If you turn it on, when you flip the switch, you could take the whole cylinder out. I don't know if that was supposed to happen like that with the 39 that we had, but it would make it so that the wheel locks. Cool feature. On to the glove box test. Here is our test subject. Here's my hand for reference. Here is the glove box in question. The opening isn't very big, but the glove box is absolutely massive. It doesn't fit in the hole, but I'm sure it would fit in the glove box because that is an absolutely massive glove box. But unfortunately, it doesn't fit. Coming to the under the hood section, this is the hood release right here. 6-volt battery. This one's got the flathead. It's actually a 4-cylinder. How about that? Tiny vertical radiator. Oil filter is in this can. Oil fill. This one has a horn right here. No power steering, no power brakes. 4-cylinder. Wasn't expecting to see that. This is the starter. You could probably change it to starter without getting underneath the car. There wouldn't be anywhere to go to change it underneath the vehicle, really. It's got a single belt system, generator on this side, fan, maybe water pump combo. Yeah, fan water pump combo. This one's got an updraft carburetor. It's down there. On the positive side, built Ford tough, easy to see out of, huge glove box. It just has a small opening. Iconic truck with timeless design, plenty of room to work on the engine with everything being exposed and accessible. Great acoustics for road singing inside the cab. Against it, not much, but just be aware that Ford flathead V8s can be prone to overheating. No cabin insulation, so it's kind of an echo chamber, and if you have anything on the seat and it falls onto the floor, like nails or something like that, it will sound like you're getting shot at. Ask me how I know. All right, now it's time for Would You Rather. 2 scenarios today. And these may or may not be in the same price point, but which one would you rather have? 1941 Chevy 3/4 ton pickup truck, or 1941 Ford 3/4 ton pickup truck, or 1941 Dodge 3/4 pickup truck, or 1941 Studebaker M15 3/4 ton pickup truck. I'm going to leave these four here for a minute. If you need more time, feel free, pause the video. On to the second scenario, and this one's a bit outside the box as it often is, but which one would you rather have? 1941 International K2 3/4 ton pickup truck, or 1941 Ford 3/4 ton pickup truck, or 1941 Hudson 3/4 ton big boy pickup truck, or 1941 Diamond T 201 1-ton pickup truck. Once again, going to leave this here for a minute. If you need more time, feel free, pause the video. Now it's time for Name That Tune. First person to get the name of the band and the song title correctly in the comment section will have their comment pinned to the top of it. Thank you all so much for coming out and watching this one. If you have any stories pertaining to a 1941 Ford pick-em-up truck, please put it in the comment section below. I love reading all the stories and the memories that you guys share. Until next time, toodaloo! If you've made it this far, congratulations, you've made it to the after show. This part of the video doesn't have any sound or commentary, but you get to see this truck like you've never saw it before. All of the design and details up close. Enjoy.